So this is the part I hate doing the most, because you have to fuck with your joystick. You gotta take apart, I'm using Sanwa JLF, so you gotta take this little plastic thing off, which is a pain in the ass. Like that. There's your PCB with your micro switches. Joystick part. There are 4 screw points. If I can get the line in. Try and get this camera to focus in on them. Alright, so this point right here, that's you need to cut that down so it's flat with this. So this is where the screws go in. There's 4 of these around the side, and basically you just cut so it's flat, flush. That way the it can fit in there properly without any cutting, any major cutting. So I'll just do that right now. There you go. Now, as you can see, I've just carved that flat, so this little thing here, I just cut it off basically. That's all you have to do, just make it flush so that when the screw comes in, that little bit there isn't stopping it from connecting to those. And you just do that for each 4. So there's one there, there's another one there, there's one there, and then there's one right there. Alright, so back to the joystick, which is my least favourite part. Take this fucking thing apart again. So this is these joysticks are Common Ground. I don't know next to shit about electronics, but from what I make of the whole thing of modding my last stick was these are Common Ground joysticks, but it's a non-Common Ground PCB. And what that means is, if I can get this off, like that. I've already cut those. So if I can get this off, what you see here, this PCB, you don't actually need this at all because of the ground, something to do with the ground and that, and it won't connect. Basically, all you need are these micro switches and these little points, which is what the connection is to the micro switches. But I'm not gonna get rid of this, and because this PCB holds these micro switches on. So for constructability's sake, I'm just gonna keep them on there. But what you have to do is cut the ground trace. So I'll zoom in here. So what that means is you get your little scalpel or whatever, and place it this way, these facing down. So you have to cut along here, scratch along there, another one along there, another one along there, and then one more along here. Basically, apparently what that does is just break the ground circuit, which is around the outside. So yeah, if you have a 2007 circuit board, you don't have to do any of this. You can just solder to these, which is what you're supposed to do. But for some reason, the 2009 boards just fucked. If you have the Paywang Revolution one, that's the one that goes to both Xbox and PS3. Everything I've done pretty much is the same for that, except for this part right here. You can just leave these and solder to there, because it's a Common Ground circuit board to a Common Ground joystick. So yeah, I've been told that if you want to avoid this problem with the 2009 circuit board, you can buy some of the Famitsu joysticks. You don't have to do any of this shit. But my first time, I just went with Sanwa because I don't know. I figured there's more information about Sanwa out there, and it was my first time modding, so I just went with it, and so far it's worked for me. I mean, I don't like to have to cut the shit because, you know, you've paid for this and you don't want to wreck it, but at the same token, same thing, you gotta make it work. So, and that's what you have to do. Alright, so I cut them in the places I said. If you're doing it this way, don't worry about wrecking. If you know, like, don't worry about being careful and not cutting, you know, the other spots, because you don't actually need this whole circuit board here. You don't need that at all. It's not being used the way we're going to do it, because so you don't have to worry about you know, cutting other traces. So I was very thorough, made sure I scratched it pretty clean, because last time I did this, I'm pretty sure I didn't do it hard enough, and I had to come back do it more. And it's a pain in the ass pulling this thing together again, you know, to pieces and then putting it back together. So, yeah. Alright, so after cutting the little things, you can see there, cut off, screw it. I have the long sides out to the side there, the short sides just so it doesn't hit this, you know. It doesn't really matter which way, because the directions depend on which way you put this thing. So there's the JLF mounted. Don't forget to put the under case dust cover in, like, on, you know, under there before you screw it in, because otherwise you have to unscrew it before you and then, you know, put it back together, and it's a pain in the ass. So yeah, so once that's there, and you get your thing with the cuts on it, face like that. It doesn't matter which way these go, really, but I always like to have the pin board facing down. Just, I don't know why. And then you grab the little cover and just clip it back on. And this is one hand, like that, like so. And there you go. Now for the wiring.